Hello everyone, what is cooking all you good looking people out there, and welcome to another exciting episode of GeoGuessr. Here we are in yesterday's daily challenge location, a cool spot indeed. Why is it so cool? Well, maybe there's some kind of an ocean breeze. See, that's why it would be cool. But no, look at this, big steep rocks, big ocean, big lighthouse, big telecommunications equipment. I mean, I was gonna say big people, but then no, they're not really big people. They're just awkwardly standing. Whatever this is in the distance, this seems interesting. It looks like maybe more telecommunications equipment, but a lot of people come here to visit the lighthouse or to visit the surrounding area, so that is definitely interesting. Where do I think this is? In the Mediterranean. Where in the Mediterranean is a good question. I'm thinking either Israel or Turkey on this one. Israel or Turkey? Israel or Turkey? Which one to go with? Well, I can go in between and go Cyprus, but that'd be fun. Should I go in between? No, I'm gonna stick to one of them, Israel or Turkey. And I guess which way is the ocean? The ocean is south, which means Turkey. We're going to say somewhere around right there. This point right here seems pretty good to me. Boom! Make the guess, and the answer was Spain. So, yeah, not Turkey or Israel, but Spain was the answer. Right over here at this point, is there a name for it? Faro de Cabo de Gata. All right, well, there it is. Very cool. 1809. Hopefully some of you guys figured that one out. All right, here we are in today's daily challenge location, a very beautiful stream of water. We got some big boulders, a bridge, some sort of fence going around here, another bridge, everything you'd want in a beautiful place to maybe have a picnic, or I don't know, I mean, maybe this is some kind of like, I don't know really what this concrete structure is, but it is fenced in. But regardless, this would be a beautiful place to spend an afternoon. Really, really nice. I mean, just look at the clarity of the water. That is a really sweet. Looks like some people have created these rocky structures here and stacked up some stones. That's always fun. But yes, very cool and very beautiful, which is today's daily challenge, meaning it's up to you guys to tell me where in the world you think we are. All you need to do is put your guesses down in the comment section below and tell me where in the world you think this is. In tomorrow's video's comment section, I announce the winner, the person that guesses closest. Now, there are no prizes, but there is glory to be won, so if you're interested in becoming the day's top GeoGuessr, then tell me, where in the world do you think we are right now? Alright, here we are in the main section of today's video, and today we've got a viewer challenge brought to us by someone new to sending in challenges. That would be none other than our good friend Patrick Sharna. Is that how it would be said? Or at least that's as close as I'm going to get, because whenever I see a new name, and especially one that I'm not sure how to pronounce, I always go check it out online. And unfortunately, when it comes to last names that aren't the very most popular last names, or on the list of the most popular last names in a certain country, which this country, just I'm guessing, is Sweden, and based on the research that I did, which is just some website that tells you how to pronounce these names, or to pronounce names, would make me think it's either Sweden or maybe Finland, actually. The thing about those websites is you get, like, really, really terrible audio recordings of people actually pronouncing it. I still have no idea how to properly pronounce it. From my understanding, a TJ makes a CH noise, so Sharna is as close as I can come, but seriously, when you listen to these recordings on these websites, it's like the recording sounds like Sharna. Like, you can't hear anything. There's a big, like, fuzz noise. You just, oh man, it's terrible. You can't hear a damn thing. So yeah, those websites are garbage. But interestingly, I sort of got into this big, like, loop of looking into, like, what are common last names in different countries, and it was really interesting, actually. Going through the list, there's a lot of countries that the most popular last names aren't super common. You know, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of varied last names. Some of them, most countries, there's like a name that'll pop up in like 1 or 2%, and it'll go down from there. Some countries have really, really popular last names, especially in Asia, where you see some last names that are really, really popular. I think was it Portugal had one that was about 10%. Unfortunately for me, I totally forget what it was, but there you go. Also, interestingly, found out the most common last name in Canada, and this actually isn't very surprising, except maybe it's surprising initially, but it's not really surprising when you think about it. The most common last name in Canada is Lee, L-I, which is interesting, but is not surprising, actually, and is really cool. Most common last name in Canada is Lee. Wow. I mean, it wouldn't have been my guess. My guess would have been the boring guess, second place, Smith. Although, to be honest, I know a lot more Lees than I know Smiths. Seriously. I don't even think I know a real Smith in real life. Wow, that's weird. But yeah, so there you go. The only exception to that is probably, if you go to a lot of places in Quebec, Tremblay is going to be a more popular last name, but Lee is probably going to come close second or third at most. Interesting stuff. Very cool. Anyways, this challenge is all about Sweden, but it's not just a regular Nordic challenge like we often get, where we get Finland challenges, Norway challenges, things like that. We haven't gotten an Iceland challenge, although... No, we haven't gotten an Iceland challenge, but we've gotten other challenges of a lot of other countries before. But this one is cool because there's a hint / description of each place. So that's going to be very cool. Each location, there's going to be a little thing that tells me a little bit about the location, which is always nice to get. So thank you so much, Patrick Sharna, for this one. If you're interested in creating your own custom challenge, all you need to do is look down in the description below to find a step-by-step guide on how to create your own custom challenge and how to send it to me. Also, you can find the link to this one so you can play along yourself. Great. Let's get right to it. And the first one is Triton, or in sort of parentheses, The Little Mermaid, or Little Mermaid, which is interesting because the Little Mermaid, at least in my mind, is, or that mermaid thing is over here in Copenhagen, which, I mean, albeit is close to Malmo, which is in Sweden. Obviously that's not what we're talking about. I don't really even know where it is. It's somewhere around here. Is it this thing? Yeah, it's this thing right there, right? This thing? Yeah, there you go. The Little Havfru. But that's obviously not where we are right now, as we see banners of Sweden everywhere. So where are we specifically? Don't know. Stockholm? Just a guess right off the bat. It's gonna be Stockholm. There's a big river that goes like that. A-B. This does look like it could likely be a capital city. What do we have here? This is like, I have no idea what this is. This is people signing some kind of like declaration or something, or signing some kind of signing something into law that looks like what we've got here. There's like two people there, someone on a horse. Lots of interesting stuff. I have no idea who any of those people are, but I'm sure they're important to Sweden. What else do we have here? Now, okay, one of the things is going to be easy. You can go look at Malmo and see it's not really a river that runs through it. But Stockholm, I bet you there is. Oh, the river's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Oh, that maybe throws a wrench in the works here. I didn't... interesting. The river, it's a lot more islandy than I had in mind. Gothenburg seems like it may be a little bit more likely at this point. Although that seems like it's really... I mean, maybe it's like a river like this or something. It's hard to tell. All right, let's keep moving out, seeing what we can find. No, there might have been some information there, but it's gone. What does this say? Entrance, Malt, doesn't help me a lot. I mean, I have to, it looks like this is telling me we're in Malmo, but for whatever reason, I don't really think we are. We might be. But it doesn't look like Malmo. We've seen Malmo before. Malmo is a very futuristic looking city. Wow, look at that car. That's cool. Very neat. It's some sort of old Jaguar. I'm not really sure. Something like that. Is the car still this way? Whatever. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this car's gonna keep following us. We got an H&M. We've got some old streets. I mean, this has to be Stockholm, right? I mean, where else could it really be? It might be somewhere else, but again, I think we could be like around here. Is that a possibility? Could be like in this area, but maybe not. Maybe, oh boy, this is tricky. Be around this area? We could be. What does this say? Centralin. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Is there like SVD? No. SVD. Maybe that's just part of like what we did, the sort of advertisement that's there. That might not be part of like, that might not be the transit authority is what I'm getting at. Although I wish it was. We got a McDonald's over here. Looks like a sort of normal looking McDonald's. We've got to be in Stockholm, right? It's just, it's what we have to be. Triton, I'm a little bit confused as to what that means, but we've got that. Central Braun. Well, I mean, could we be on this little island here? That would be really nice if we were. Alright, let's return to start location and see what do we see. We can, well, you know what? This over here, this does look like it could be, actually, I don't know. We're somewhere here. We've just crossed a, we've just gone south over that, which means, I don't really know what it means. It means something. We've gone over the water south. Now we're on this small, well, it's not really a small anything. It's just an area. I feel like around here kind of makes sense, but I didn't really see where the water got much bigger. We've got this. Do I think that that is this thing over here? So we went like... No, I don't really think we saw any of those gardens there. So, just very confusing. Very confusing indeed. The area is a bit too dense. But I think I'm going to have to go... A human adventure... I'm going to have to guess that this is Stockholm. I can't possibly bring myself to guess that it's anywhere else. This must be Stockholm. Sure, let's guess it. Let's guess that we are like right around here or something. No, don't give me that. Right around here on this little island. Let's make the guess, and the answer was yes, it is. And we were. I guess we did go onto this. Did we really? Wow, that's interesting. I didn't think that crossing that bridge, actually, that is what we saw. Man, very strange. But yes, that is where we were. And there we've got a statue of... I don't know what that really says, but there you go. 6449. Very cool. Where are we now? Well, this is worst place in the world. You start by a canal. So this is the worst place in the world. All right. So now we found the worst place in the world, which is pretty nice, actually. There's nothing too bad about it right now. It looks like it is... That won't really help me. Let's go look at this sign there. If this is the worst place in the world, that's pretty good. But again, some of the places that I've said are the worst places in the world really aren't. Okay. None of that helps me very much, unfortunately. E22. Now that is going to help me, hopefully, tremendously. E22. That's what I want to see. All right, so we got a canal and all that stuff. So E22. Where is E22? Is E22... Oh, E22 is down over here. Okay. E22 goes all the... Oh, boy. Please tell me E22 doesn't continue. Okay, it doesn't. That's good so far. Oh, it's going north-south? That's what I didn't want to see. Kalmar is something I can see. That's not really there. It looks like we could be around there, but let's get a look at what we've got here. What do we see? Oh, hold on. Look at that. Kalmar is up there. And then what do we got? We've got the 210 is over there going to St. Anna. So Kalmar is south. And then we got the 210. Now, I don't really see this 210. I'm sure it's nearby. Could we take the 210... No, it's not that. 34. No. Do we get a 210? 49. Come on, 210. You pop up. I don't think we're gonna see it. Even if one of these roads is the 210, I don't think it's really gonna appear. I mean, I can go look, but I'm really not convinced that I'm gonna see the name of any of these other places. So I'm gonna guess that we are at least kind of close to this. That is probably not that. There's a canal nearby, though, so I'll look for one of those. Maybe we'll be on the side of the water. Yeah, we could likely be near the water. LM is that way. Did we see an LM? Is that a thing that we saw? We might have seen it. Well, let's go look over here. ST Anna, something, and a canal. So do we see a canal anywhere nearby? No. Canal anywhere around here? I'd love it if we could find one. See, I don't really think we're too far. Darg. Okay. I mean, this looks beautiful, really. I think we're going to be around here somewhere. I don't really know where, but I think we are going to be somewhere around that area. The E22 thing really helps, and the idea that we could see Kalmar also helps. And the 210 isn't like a road on here, is it? No, we're not on this island. I didn't think we were. And now we found ourselves in a nice little town or something. What if we turn around and we go look at this sign that tells us about other places? Where does this go to? That's a good question. That's a good question as to where that leads us to. I don't know. I've no idea. That doesn't help me. Not in the slightest. What about this sign all the way down there past this beautiful little canal? Would we even see that on the map? That's a lot of letters. Can I see one that's more simple? I don't know what that would like that Oh Husby. So it is Kalmar is down there and Soda King is down there. Well, I guess I've got to guess that we are somewhere on the E22. I'm going to guess that we're around there, so I'm going to make us somewhere like here. I think is a decent guess. If not actually, hold on, right here. Yeah. Right there is where we are. This is going to be the canal. Right there. Boom. Let's make the guess and the answer. Further north. But thankfully, I at least guessed a little bit more north than my original one. We were right over here. Oh, here's Soda King. And there is the letter. So this is the, there's the canal. So this is the worst place on Earth. Soderkoping. And north of it is Norrköping. So that would be like north and south. Coping. Maybe. 29, 24. Okay, well that was the worst place on Earth. So there you go. This is the best place in the world, similar to the worst place in the world, but opposite. Well, is this Norderkoping? Is that where we are? In the opposite? Are we over here now? Is this the city that we're in? Well, I mean, it's probably easy to just make that guess. Seems to be dramatically bigger. Also, it seems to have some kind of like a streetcar thing or a train that rides on the street. That's cool. You don't really see that anymore in Canadian cities. It used to be around back in the day, but no longer do you find like streetcars and things like that. Maybe you do in some Canadian cities. Might still be in Vancouver actually, now that I think about it, but that's possible that it's not. We got some water, which I don't know why I decided to go to so much, but we found it, and the water was north. That's a good sign. That means that we could be somewhere around, we could be like right there, or this road, that could be that road. All right, let's go look at this. What do we see when we look here? We see, we see, oh, look at this. That looks like it's this island right there. And what do we see when we look that way? a right angle bend in the river right there. So this, yeah, I'm fairly certain that was exactly it. We were very close to right there. Right down this street. That is this one. Oh, there you go. There are the streetcars. We can go down there. And we were likely somewhere like right here. If we return to start location, this is the best place in the world. Linden. Do we see a Linden anywhere? Is that what that says? I mean, it's a big store, so I'd expect us to maybe see it. Come on, Linden. Is this a Linden? Oh God! All right, let's go look for it. Golden Bangkok. That's good. Something lasers. A bank, a Subway, a McDonald's, an H&M, and something. More stuff. All right. Well, that didn't really help too much. Let's go look down this way. Do we see the H&M or the McDonald's or the Subway? This street is actually pretty long. So we definitely weren't like halfway through it, because now we have arrived at the same place we did in the first place. Trying to start location. Okay, well, what if I go down the opposite way? Oh, we're right near the McDonald's. All right, where was that McDonald's? Golden Bangkok Cafe McDonald's. So we were right there. Make the guess, and the answer was yes. Wow, perfect. Perfect score. 64-79. That's right. And go south, Sweden's second most famous building. Well, it's this one, right? This is a building that we have seen before. Or go south? Go south? You mean not this thing is not Sweden's second most famous building? Really? In my mind, this is Sweden's #1 most famous building. This is in Malmo. I've seen it before. Are you telling me that there is seriously another more famous building than this? Well, I mean, there is apparently, because I believe this is the second most famous building. This thing right here, because I can't imagine it being anything else, especially around here. I mean, come on, this right over here, really? That's the second. What would be #1? I have no idea. I mean, we're going south right now. I can look south. I can see, is this ICA? That's the #1? No, that can't be. What about this, the World Trade Center? No? Okay. I mean, that's not going to be it either. I'm going south, but I believe it's that building we originally saw, which wasn't south of the start location, because there can't be anything else. But yeah, this is definitely Malmo, as we can see there, which would mean we would be around there, and it is in this northerny area over here. It's something like right here or something like that. It's hard to tell. I think it is something around there. But yeah, I wonder what the #1 most famous building in Sweden would be. Well, I don't really know. It's got to be like an older building then, right? Maybe, because look at this, right? That's a very beautiful building, really cool design. It's really nice. I mean, what would be the most famous building in Sweden? It must be some kind of like parliamentary buildings, or maybe some kind of like ancient castle, or like a museum or something. I don't know. What would be #1? What would be the #1 most famous building? The original IKEA. No, it's not going to be that one. The original one's probably, doesn't exist anymore, I would imagine. But there you go. No, that's not going to be it. That was wrong. Okay. Well, in my mind, it should be this building. And that building's really cool, but I have no idea. I would want to know what #1 is. If it's not this building, because come on, look at it. It's a marvel. It's not really a marvel. It kind of is. It's beautiful. You don't see too many. See too many great buildings. I mean, it's up there with Taipei 101 as being a really cool looking building. At least in my mind, it is. It's too bad it's alone. It'd be nice if there were other tall buildings around it, but it's got at least decent buildings, which is pretty sweet. I really wonder what the #1 would be. I can't think of it, and I wish I could think of another. What's another building in Sweden that I know of? I can't even think of a single one. That's really too bad. Maybe, wow, look at that. Now this building right here, that should be number 1. God, what is this? What's inside these tanks? Man, that's kind of scary. All right, well, that's where we were. Boom. Not quite. It's actually over here in this area. And there's the build. Really? Yeah, I guess that's the building. It looks a little bit wrong, but yeah, that wasn't really south. Unless there's a building over here. Maxi ICA. No, it's not going to be Maxi ICA. It's not going to be anything else. It is going to be this building right here. For sure. 2152. And then this, you'll find me on an island called Sheep Island near a large island called Good Island. Okay, so we're on an island called Sheep Island near another island called Good Island. Well, isn't there this one? This one's called Good Island. Right here, this thing. This is called Good Island, so where's Sheep Island? No. Maybe. Let's go look. What about this? Maybe. It's going to be hard to tell. I have no idea what the Swedish word for sheep is going to be. That's the hard one. I can imagine. What about this? Maybe. It's a national park. Perhaps. I would believe that this island right here would be Good Island. I mean, GOT. That feels like good. And it's a large island. On an island called Sheep Island near. How near? This near? Because that seems to make sense. Gotska. That seems okay. Like an okay guess. It is near it. What about that? Faro? No, it's not going to be something like that. I don't think it's going to be any of these tiny ones. Although it could be one of these tiny little islands. Honestly, that'll be hard to tell. Alright, so let's go look around. I think this could be a national park. It looks like it could definitely be a national park. It seems like a small enough island, and there doesn't really seem to be anything on it. There's a lot of different places to go. I'm gonna go with my guess. I think it is this island right there. That's as good as my logic can get for this one. Boom. No, 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 no. I mean, this is really cool. Look at these structures here that are on this. I mean, that's really nice. All right, let's make the guess. Boom. Yeah, okay, so this island here is called... I looked at it. I didn't think it would be. But I guess that's right. I mean, obviously, this island's a lot bigger than I imagined. We were probably just looking at, like, this area here. But Faro. Okay. So that would be Sheep Island. But I think I was right in imagining that this would be the Good Island in question. So at least I got that right, which is pretty sweet. Oh, maybe the most famous building in Sweden is the GeoGuessr HQ. That's possible. That the big giant GeoGuessr headquarters, obviously located in Sundsvall. I just made that up, but there you go. That's got to be the #1 most famous building in Sweden. Of course it is. All right. 4260, that was pretty sweet, and that concludes this episode. Sweden, we went to #1, Little Mermaid. Honestly, I don't really understand what that means, but okay, Little Mermaid. Still not 100% sure what that meant, but I'm sure it has something to do with something around here. So there you go. Worst place in the world? Well, worst place in the world is, of course... Söderköping, right over here, as opposed to Norrköping, which is the best place in the world. So there you go. Then we went to the second most famous building in Sweden. This really cool building right here, which of course is only second behind the GeoGuessr HQ. And then we went to an island called Sheep Island, which is beside Good Island. I figured Good Island would be this one, but I guess that Sheep Island would be this thing, and it in fact is this island right here. Very cool. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode, and as always, tune in tomorrow for more hot GeoGuessr action. Aw, yeah. Cue the royalty-free music. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, everybody. Get on your feet. Stand up, look at the screen, and repeat. I'm gonna like, rate, comment, and subscribe. I love watching Ather vids all of the time. Thanks for dropping by and spending the time. Hope you've enjoyed, and let's get on with our lives. Oh yeah. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod for these awesome beats. Woo yeah. Have a good one.